Good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who has committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've got a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit for the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have the right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Ashley Fernandez. Juan Carlos, you solemnly swear affirm to faithfully translate English to Spanish, Spanish to English.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
You have a charge this morning of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for that charge.
Hay una acusación en su contra de agresión física de naturaleza doméstica y hay indicios racionales para esa acusación.
As to that charge, do you wish to represent yourself? Are you going to hire private counsel? Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Referente a ese cargo en su contra, ¿usted se va a representar a usted mismo? ¿Va a contratar a un abogado particular o quiere que le nombre un defensor público?
Un defensor público.
A public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State any history.
No, Your Honor.
¿La Fiscalía hay algún antecedente penal? No, su señoría.
Mr. Fernandez, I have an address for you on Rusk Circle in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Señor Fernández, tengo su dirección en Rusk Circle en Spring Hill. ¿Ahí es donde vive usted?
Hasta ayer vivía.
Up until yesterday, I lived there.
Were you living with Ms. Perez?
¿Vivía con la señorita Pérez?
Yes.
Do you have a job these days?
¿Trabaja?
Yo sí.
Me? Yes.
What do you do?
¿A qué se dedica?
Construcción.
Construction.
Very good.
Muy bien.
All right, sir, I'm going to set your bond at $500.
Señor, le voy a fijar fianza en $500.
Condition of the bond, however, is that you have no contact with Ms. Perez while this charge is pending.
La condición de la fianza, sin embargo, es que no tenga ningún contacto o comunicación con la señorita Pérez mientras esta acusación esté pendiente.
No contact means no contact of any kind.
No comunicación o contacto significa no contacto ni comunicación de ningún tipo.
You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message.
No le envía textos, no le envía correos electrónicos, no la llama, no le escribe.
You don't contact her through any social media.
No se comunica con ella a través de las redes sociales.
Don't go where she lives, don't go where she works.
No vaya donde ella vive, no vaya donde ella trabaja.
Don't contact her through a third person.
No se trata de comunicar con ella a través de terceras personas.
Any way that you might imagine contacting her, I forbid you to do that.
De cualquier manera que usted se pueda imaginar tener comunicación o contacto con ella, se lo prohíbo.
If you have contact with her and we find out about it, your bond can be revoked.
Si usted llega a tener comunicación o contacto con ella y nosotros nos enteramos, se puede revocar su fianza.
And you'd be held without bond until the charge is resolved.
Y sería detenido sin fianza hasta que el cargo se resuelva.
You need to understand that she cannot drop the charge against you.
Usted necesita entender que ella no puede retirar o desestimar la acusación en contra suya.
That is not a decision she is allowed to make.
Esa no es una decisión que le toca a ella hacer.
She may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges.
Ella puede ir a la oficina de la fiscalía y pedirles que retiren los cargos.
But that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case.
Pero esa decisión le pertenece solamente al asistente auxiliar fiscal que está procesando su caso.
So unless that person or the judge on your case
Y es decir, que a no ser que esa persona o el juez en su caso
tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped.
le informe que la acusación se ha retirado, usted debe dar por sentado que los cargos no se han retirado.
In addition, I have to hold you until 4 o'clock, up until 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Además, también lo tengo que mantener detenido hasta las 4 de la tarde esta
So that
tarde.
if Ms. Perez wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence,
Por si acaso la señorita Pérez quiere procesar y presentar una orden de alejamiento,
we would know where to find you.
supiéramos dónde encontrarlo a usted.
If you get the civil injunction,
Si se procesa una orden de alejamiento civil,
it's doubly important that you not have contact,
es doblemente más importante que usted no tenga contacto ni comunicación.
because in that case, not only could your bond be revoked,
Porque de ser así, en ese caso, no solamente se podría revocar su fianza,
but you could get new charges for violating the injunction.
pero también podría enfrentar cargos adicionales por incumplir o violar su orden de alejamiento.
I'm going to have you back in court on November 16th.
Va a estar de regreso ante el tribunal el 16 de noviembre.
It's very important that you contact the public defender when you get out.
Muy importante que se comunique con la oficina de la Defensoría Pública cuando salga usted.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Muy bien, gracias, señor.
Thank you, fellows. You're welcome. All right. Slides Baez. Morning, young lady. What's your date of birth?
November 26, 1999.
You're here on a charge of aggravated battery. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
This is the only thing I'm showing your honor.
All right. And Mom, did you want to say something, or are you just here to see what happens?
I want to see if you know.
Come on now. Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear firm tell truth, whole truth, none but the truth.
Yes.
And what's your name?
Joanna Baez.
All right, Ms. Baez, what do you want to tell me?
If her bill can be reduced, I'm a single mom. She is going to college. She doesn't work. She helps my friends at the store. She has never ever been in trouble before.
They just told me that.
So
This is serious trouble she's in now, okay?
this is out of character for her. So,
Okay.
I'm a single mom. She helps me with her sister.
Okay.
I don't know where this.
She lives with you still?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
where she's coming as she gets out of jail?
Yeah, she has no car. She really doesn't have a job. I take her to college. She goes to college. She helps me at home. She helps my friend at the store. She has a store.
Okay.
But she really doesn't have a job,
Okay. And young lady, where are you going to school?
Pastor Hernando.
Okay. What are you studying?
Great. I think I was going to do medical, but I don't know.
Okay. All right. You set your bond at $2,000. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with the alleged victim. Did you hear me explain what no contact means a moment ago?
Yes.
Very good. I'm going to have you back in court on the 13th of November. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Daisy Brackett. Morning, Ms. Brackett, date of birth?
1985.
All right, Daisy, this morning I have 2 counts of possession of controlled substance, 1 count of possession of new legend drug, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, and 1 count driving on a suspended license. Probable cause all the way around. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
Is a probation violation on Hernando in 2017, probation violation on Pasco in 2017, adjudicated guilty in 2017 for drug paraphernalia, withhold for driving while license suspended on Hernando. An action was dropped in 2017 for domestic violence, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon on Hernando, failure to appear on Hernando in 2017. An action was dropped in 2016 with multiple counts of paraphernalia. That was also at Hernando. A adjudication in 2016 for driving while license suspended, possession of controlled substance out of Hernando. An action was dropped in 2015, burglary of a dwelling. Also aggravated battery with a deadly weapon in that same case out of Hernando. Guilty disposition 2015, driving while license suspended, and possession of paraphernalia out of Hernando. She is showing as a multi-source offender, and I just see a violating condition of, I'm assuming it's pretrial release from 2004, but I don't have any other history, so I'm not sure what the other charge might have been.
Casey, are you on probation or anything right now?
No, I didn't. I just served 10 months.
Oh, okay. I was going to say. All right. I have an address for you on Spanish Oak Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yeah.
How long have you been there?
2 years.
All right. You have a job these days?
No.
Okay. On the controlled substance charges, I'll set the bond at $2,000 each. On the rest of the misdemeanors at $1,000 each. That's going to be a total of 7. You're going to be back in court on November 13th. Very important that you contact the PD if you get out, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Stacy Chang. Morning, Ms. Chang. What's your date of birth?
January 8th, 1984.
Stacy, you're here on a charge of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. I'm going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
Your Honor, this is all I'm showing in state. I am showing a multi-source offender, adjudicated guilty in 2005 for criminal possession of controlled substance. Appears to be also a DUI conviction 2003. Possession of marijuana 2003. I'm showing non-arraigned. And that's all I'm showing, Your Honor.
Stacy, I have an address for you on Norbert Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
5 years.
And up until recently, was Mr. Fernandez living there also?
Yes,
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I do.
What do you do?
I work at Central Marketing Incorporated.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set your bond at $500. Stacy, condition is that you have no contact with Mr. Fernandez. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
I did.
Do you understand that?
I do.
Very good. Also have to hold you up until 4 p.m. So that if you wanted to serve you with a civil injunction, we know where to find you. I'll have you back in court on the 16th of November. Very important that you contact the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Kayla Truitt. Incoming. Sorry. Morning, Kayla. What's your date of birth?
August 3rd, 1994.
Kayla, you're here on one count of possession of methamphetamine. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
I'm showing a withhold adjudication in 2017 for trespass of an occupied structure out of Union County. So that's all I'm showing her.
Okay. And Kayla, where you been staying lately?
Gainesville, Florida.
Okay, what's the address?
I don't know the address. I can give you my father's address, though.
Okay, someplace where you're going to get mail, Kayla. That's what I'm after.
11686 Southwest 162nd Avenue, Roper, Florida.
Okay. And do you have a job these days?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll set the bond at $1,000. Kayla, we'll have you back in court on the 13th of November. Very important that you contact the PD when you get out, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Lindy Carter. date of birth?
8/13/82.
All right, first thing I have is a warrant that was signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for one count of retail theft. And I've got a possession of methamphetamine, loitering and prowling, possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting without. It's probable cause for those charges as well. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm showing a guilty disposition in 2017 for a petty theft second offense, a probation violation in 2017 out of Hernando County, a failure to appear, Hernando County 2017, two more failure to appears in Hernando County in 2017, an action that was dropped for fraud, false identification to law enforcement in 2017, another action that was dropped in 2017 for drug possession, controlled substance without prescription. There's 2 counts. Those are in Pasco County, 2017. 2017, an action was dropped for drug equipment possession and or use. Drug possession, controlled substance without prescription, 2017. Also dropped 2 counts in Pasco County, and this is a multi-state offender. Looks like in 2006, possession of controlled substance, possession of up to 35 grams of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. Also in 2004, possession of controlled substance, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia.
Okay. All right. And Lindy, I have an address for you on Valley Stream Lane in Hudson. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
3 years.
You have a job these days?
Yeah, I cut grass.
Okay. All right. On the petty theft, I'll leave the bond at $1,000. That one's coming back November 16th. On the methamphetamine, 2,000, the loitering, 500, and the paraphernalia and the resisting, 1,000 each. That's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,500 all the way around. The felony cases are coming back on the 13th, the misdemeanor on the 16th. Make sure that you contact the public defender if you get out, okay?
Okay,
Thank you. Jerome Chambers?
Yes, sir.
Want to start with your date of birth?
Born 12/82.
All right. I have a charge of false name, and then it appears you're currently on felony probation out of Alachua County. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And so we have a probable cause arrest for the VOP. As to the false name charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'm going to appoint the public defender and set that bond at $1,000. That case is going to come back on the 16th of November. On the VOP out of Alachua, the bond, of course, is going to be no bond. So how this will work for you, Jerome, if you're able to post the $1,000 bond on the misdemeanor here, then we'll send you to Alachua County to start working on the VOP. If you can't post that bond, then you'll stay here until the misdemeanor here is resolved, and when it's resolved, then you'll go to Alachua County, all right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Public defender will come see you at the jail before you go to court.
All right.
Michael, Craig? Michael, what's your date of birth?
January 2nd, 91.
Michael, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Or would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I'll send you back to see Judge Merritt on the 13th of November. Public defender will come see you before that, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Dennis Ghazi? Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
5/10/70.
Dennis, this morning I have 7 charges. I have a home invasion, ag assault, false imprisonment, battery, witness tampering, criminal mischief, and resisting without. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
There's no criminal history at this time in the state's aware of.
Okay. Dennis, what have you been saying lately?
This day with my girlfriend in Spring Hill and my friend Scott on Seashore Drive in Pasco County.
Okay.
I knew Port Richard.
Okay. You have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Line cook at Long John Silver's.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to leave the bond for the schedule on these charges, which is $25,000 on the home invasion, $5,000 on the ag assault and false imprisonment, and tampering, $1,000 on the battery, criminal mischief, and resisting. That's going to be a total of $43,000. Condition of that bond is that you'll have no contact with Bridget Bauman. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Yes.
You understood that?
Yes.
Very good. You'll be back in court on the 13th of November. As you get out, you should contact the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they're going to come see you before you go to court, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Wesley Kittle. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
8/27/75.
Wesley, the charge is criminal mischief. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State what you can tell me.
This is the only thing in Hernando County that's a multi-state offender, looking at an assault or assault and battery in 2014. There is no dispo for a home invasion in 2005. Domestic violence, assault, breaking and entering, 2005. Then no dispo on breaking, entering, assault, domestic violence. Oh, those are guilty. Yeah, breaking, entering, assault, domestic violence in, what year is that?
Also appears to be 2005.
Okay. Those are all out of state.
These are all out of state, yes. There's a conviction for operating a license suspended, 2000. Again, license suspended in 97.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Mr. Kittle, I got an address for you on Ponce Leon. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
2 years.
How long have you been in Florida?
2 years.
Okay. You have a job these days?
No, I have an injured back and neck injury, so I don't work.
All right. Are you on disability?
Going for it right now, that's what I'm going for.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $500. We'll have you back in court on the 16th of November. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yep, thank you.
Very good. Michael Wall. Michael, what's your date of birth?
February 20, 64.
Michael, the charge is driving under the influence. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Just this, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mike, I have an address for you on Fish Cove Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yeah, it's Fish Cove Drive.
Okay. How long have you been there?
13, 14 years.
You have a job these days?
I do mailman.
Very good. Set your bond at $500. I'll have you back on the 16th of November. Make sure you contact the PD when you get out, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Gary Worley. Morning, Gary. What's your date of birth?
April 18th, 1989.
Gary, this is charge of violation of condition of pretrial release. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I would like a public defender, Your Honor. I was told by the bondsman and that I wasn't aware that I had a no contact order still. The bondsman had sent him over to actually pick me up when I got bonded out, and he was the one that bonded me out.
Okay, see, interestingly, Gary, hang on. Don't say another word, okay?
Okay.
Interestingly enough, I looked it up before I came out here, and when you had first appearance in front of Judge Militello, he did tell you not to have any contact with the alleged victim. I don't know how well he explained it, but he definitely told you not to have contact. Okay?
Yes,
and it would also appear, let's see, that Mr. Malave was also aware that you were not supposed to be having any contact with him because he turned you into the deputy, right? So
Correct.
everybody seems to know. The judge knew, and Mr. Malave knew, and the judge wrote on the form that he told you, so you should have known. And so we're going to just let it be it there. And I don't want you to say anything more, because anything else you say might be used against you, which is something I explained when we started. And quite frankly, you've probably already said enough to be used against you. And you were sworn in when we started, so everything that you just said was sworn testimony, suggesting that you did have contact with Mr. Malave. So I want you to say nothing else, okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you want the public defender on this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you have the public defender on your open case, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So here's how this is going to work. On this case, I'll set the bond at $1,000. Condition of that bond is that you have no contact with Mr. Malave. Is there any doubt in your mind, having heard me explain it, what no contact means?
No, sir.
Okay. The other thing we'll do is move this one to where your other case is, which is the 31st of October. However, job number one when you're out on bond is don't pick up new charges, especially don't pick up new charges involving the same alleged victim, which you have. Therefore, pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in 18 MM 3201. And we're going to hold you without bond until you get back in front of me on the 31st of October, which is 9 days from now. I'll have both of your cases back on the 31st. Public defender is going to come see you before then, and hopefully we can get your cases worked out on the 31st, but you're going to stay right where you are until then, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. And then I should have a Casey Collins.
Judge, that's a change of plea. She recently resolved her felony case, and any of the conditions that would have been imposed on the misdemeanor probation were added to that felony. So we're here on 18 MM 3357 as a petty theft, carrying a concealed weapon and resisting without. The agreement with the state would be a no contest plea, adjudicated guilty, 9 days credit time served.
Okay. Casey, you understand by uttering a plea on the misdemeanor, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent. Do you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
In case number 183357, as to the charge in count 1 of petty theft, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
Charge in count 2, carrying a concealed weapon, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
And charge in count 3, resisting without violence, how do you wish to plead? You may plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept those pleas. I'll find they're freely and voluntarily made and adjudicate you guilty on each charge, sentence you to 9 days in the county jail on each charge, credit 9 days served on each charge. The fine court costs on count 1 of $620. I believe it'll be $88 on each of the additional counts. There'll be no cost of incarceration because you got that already, and $100 for the public defender's office. That takes care of the misdemeanor case. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you'll be released today, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good luck. Anything else for me at the jail?
Nothing, sir. We have nothing.